much and some love in the podcast. I'm Kelly Rasberry Evans. This is my husband and my co-host, Alan Evans.
Hello, I'm Alan. Hey, train in the house.
One of us is right.
One of us is right? Yes,
One of us
that is true.
is squeaky clean.
That would not be me. Did you wash your everything?
I took a shower. What do you mean wash my everything? What does that mean?
I don't know. Like sometimes, you know how you just, like sometimes I'll just go in there and I'll just rinse off to get the sweat off of me. And other times you get your hand up in there with the soap on it.
Just hit your hot spots. No, I took a thorough shower. I washed my hair, everything.
So this was a thorough shower.
It was a thorough shower. I did not shave my legs. I'm like, why? Why bother? It's not the weekend yet.
Well, because I'm going to rub my legs up against your legs in bed.
Maybe. We'll see if you're lucky. But anyway, Alan took the dogs for a nice long walk to wear them out tonight. And now we've got two little happy dogs. Both of them still alive and well.
Oh, one of us is clean and one of us is dirty. One of us is also 1 year older.
That's right. That'd be you, babe.
But we're going to talk about that.
Talk about all that.
Yeah.
But those of you that tuned into a previous podcast where I almost killed our schnauzer Zoe, she is absolutely fine and healthy. Larry's fine and healthy. Everybody's healthy and happy, and we're just so thankful for that.
We're happier than pigs and slop over here.
We are.
Guys.
We got a lot to tell you about. A lot has happened in the past week since we last podcasted. Alan has celebrated a quarantine birthday. Everybody's quarantine birthdays are a little bit different this year. Yours very low key.
Very low key.
But I think you were okay with that because next year's the year that ends with 0. And that's going to be the big blowout. But this year, just a year with a 9.
Yeah.
No big deal.
No big deal. And it was fun. It was fine. No, hey, as long as I get to see my kids, as long as you're with me, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Alan had what I did for his birthday, I just got him a lot of little things because what he wants is kind of big and expensive. And I knew because based on the past 2 attempts I've had trying to give him something really nice and expensive, he hasn't wanted them. So I opted just to tell him what I would have gotten him, and then he could go out and pick it out for himself. And you like that okay?
But we'll go into all of that.
You like that okay though, right?
Yeah, I like that okay.
Good.
So, we'll talk a little bit about birthday, a little bit about those presents you mentioned. Your mom, big news, babe.
Big developments.
Big developments in the Rasberry household.
Yes.
We're going to talk about that too, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then we've got some good letters this week because a lot of people responded to our story Kelly told about
almost killing Zoe
eating the grapes. Yeah. And we got some letters about that and some other stuff. So that's what we're going to do, I believe.
Well, let's start with your birthday.
Go shawty, yeah.
So we, Alan, like I said, it got to, I wanted to do all these really great things for him. And what I try to do throughout the year, and this is just my little gift giving advice for everyone. I'm always complimented on being a pretty thoughtful gift giver because I just pay attention and I make notes. I have in my laptop like a running gift list of ideas. So if Alan mentions something in passing, I'm like, oh, let me go put that on my list because maybe not now, but a few months from now when I'm thinking, oh my gosh, it's Christmas, I don't know what to do for him, I can go back and look at that list. So Alan has been talking about, since I think over Christmas last year, you talked about perhaps getting some cowboy boots. And I mentioned getting them for you then and you weren't really sure. So we kind of let that simmer for a while. And then we were out and Alan, just in passing, had never really mentioned it before, said, you know what would be fun? Bartending school. Going to bartending school. And I'm like, make a note of that. So for his birthday, I Googled bartending schools in the area and I found one. I guess I could have dug a lot deeper, but I found one that had classes going on now. But if I would have signed Alan up for it and said, here you go, he would have been committed to 2 weeks, nighttime only because of the coronavirus and what they're doing with limited classes now, Monday through Thursday nights from 6 till 10 p.m.
But only 2 weeks.
But only 2 weeks. But I can't just sign you up for that and hope you're okay with it.
Yeah.
I had to make sure you would be okay with that. But isn't that a great idea to give? Because, you don't want to have a bartending career, but you were saying
I think it would be fun to just go and learn about it. It's something I've always, you know how I am. I have 98 hobbies, but
We have a very well-stocked bar.
we've got a lot of bar stuff. I have a lot of like barware, different things to make drinks, but I just know what I've read in books, So I always thought, gosh, if somebody showed me how to do some different things, I could make more than just a dirty martini, more than
you do beautifully.
more than a margarita, more than an Arnold Palmer. I mean, there's so many cool drinks you can make if you know kind of what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, they do things with like little flames, like you burn orange rinds or something. There's always little tricks and stuff you can do.
Mm-hmm.
And on this bartending school, there was a list of things that would teach you like how to justify your register at the end of the night and all this stuff. So I called the guy and I said, my husband isn't looking at this for a career. He just wants to know how to make some really cool cocktails. And the guy was like, he was really chill about it. His name was Boogie. And Boogie said,
Boogie.
It'll be fine.
You know what? That sounds like a bartending instructor.
Yeah.
Boogie.
Apparently bartending school isn't like as technical as online color theory class.
Whoa!
I'm just saying he was more chill and laid back.
Wait a minute. Why are you?
I'm not. I'm saying he was more chill and laid back and kind of goes with the flow.
Diminishing
from what the class needs.
Diminishing the skills that a bartender needs to have compared to an interior designer.
What it basically boils down to is knowing how to make the drink. He's not going to test you on the theory of gin.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to have to go there.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, it's just a basic, But anyway.
I think I need to do that class at some point, though, because what if Chef Mike at our new restaurant...
He's in an emergency
situation. In an emergency. I mean, I can
And I need a bartender ASAP.
I mean, I can pop caps off beers. I can do a margarita. But if somebody rolls up and says, I want a Tom Collins, I'm going to look at him with dumb face.
Well,
I don't know
you have to get
do
licensed.
That. Oh.
I think so, because I remember when I lived in the state of Georgia and I waited tables in order to serve alcohol, I had to go down and be fingerprinted. So I am in a database. I cannot commit a murder now because my fingerprints are on file.
If someone rolled up and said, I'd like a White Russian, would you know what to do?
Get the White Russian mix.
It's got milk in it, I think. Milk in it.
I'd get the White Russian mix.
There's no White Russian
I would.
mix.
I bet there is.
I can do a Bloody Mary. I know how to do that.
I would get the Bloody Mary mix.
There's about a million different ways. So, do you like the Bloody Marys that are real over the top and they stick in like the
it's
freaking
fun.
Like they'll put a freaking rib on a skewer and stick it in there? Yeah.
Yeah. What I found for years, I've always loved the idea of Bloody Marys, but I couldn't drink past like just a couple sips. I don't know what it was about that. But then I discovered the Bloody Maria, which is made with tequila.
No, wait a second.
And I can drink those all day.
How did you discover the Bloody Maria?
We were at the that restaurant, and they had a Bloody Maria on the menu, and I asked about it.
I thought I pointed you that direction.
No, I just asked what it was. Remember, we were at the Cowboys place?
Okay. Well,
I thought. Okay, I'll give you credit.
Give me the glory. I want the glory.
You introduced me to the Bloody Maria.
Give me the glory.
You are so great. That's why you should be a bartender.
Don't give it to God. Give it to me right now.
And it wouldn't be a bad extra side hustle during these trying times.
No, I really do think someday that would be fun. I elected not to do it at this time. Just because it was a little I felt a little rushed.
Yeah,
because I would have had to do
starting
it
the next day.
Yeah. And so
there'll be another. They do them all the time. So that was one of the gift ideas.
Yeah. So then I told Kelly, well, since I'm not doing that, do you mind? Would you go with me to the boot store and let's look at some boots? Because you know a lot about boots. I don't know boo about boots.
I used to sell boots back in the day, children.
Where'd you sell them?
At Go West in the Florence Mall. Alan, you were supposed to bring your guitar. We've got hats and belts and boots, jeans and shirts and western suits, all the finest western wear. Go West.
Go West.
Go West.
Go West.
We got the finest western wear. Go West.
Go West.
Them good old boys gonna treat you well. Go West.
Go West.
Don't settle for less. Go West. That's Go West.
That's Go West in the Florence Mall. Let us bring out the cowboy in you.
There you go. That's it. And I used to know a little bit of something about selling cowboy boots. But you know what? It's been about 3 decades since I've done that. And we went up to the boot barn.
So we roll into Boot Barn.
I was schooled. I was schooled by that man.
I roll into Boot Barn with my mask on, and the manager looks at me. I got my mask on. He said, "Are you the Alonzo?"
Yeah. The Alonzo.
And I said, I might be. Who wants to know?
Apparently, I was videoing us going into the boot barn and put it on my Instagram story, and somebody working there notified the great Alonzo 1971 is coming in.
Sean, the manager, he back up a lot of podcasts ago, I steamed a hat. I needed a hat shaped because you and I were going to an event of high desert, boho, Marfa, chic, elevated Santa Fe, Albuquerque, boho chic.
Yeah, it was very specific.
Yeah. So I needed a hat steamed, and manager Sean at Boot Barn, he hooked me up.
Yep.
For free.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Very nice. Steaming a hat is an art.
Yeah. So
I used to do it.
Guess he saw my eyes and said, that's the Alonzo. And I said.
He also said the girl let him know we were coming.
Yeah. Okay.
On Instagram.
Yeah. That's true. So anyway, we looked at boots there.
And I told Alan before we went, he's wearing a tank top and shorts and no-show socks and sneakers. I said, Alan, don't you think you want to put... Why? We're just looking. You kind of need to dress a little differently when you go boot shopping.
I was so ill-prepared.
You need to wear the right socks. I said, they maybe will give you some socks to try on, but I don't want to try on other people's socks. But because of coronavirus, they can't do that anymore.
No.
Apparently, germs transfer through dirty socks.
Through your feet.
So he would have had to buy them, and then he didn't wear the right jeans because there's a certain kind of jeans you have to wear.
I had shorts on.
I know you didn't wear any jeans.
Yeah,
you have to with what you're going to wear. So you were ill prepared.
I was ill prepared. So the first thing I learned about boot shopping is you got to go with socks and you got to wear jeans.
Wear the jeans you're going to
wear the jeans you're going to wear with your boots. So so I learned that, and maybe some of our listeners they know this. I did not know any of this about boots. So maybe we're educating a little bit. I don't know. But I learned that.
But I will tell you this, when you get the right pair of boots, they're an investment.
Oh.
If you're just going to some Yahoo party and you just need something just for one night only.
Just roll to Academy.
Just get a cheap pair of boots. But if you get the right pair of boots, these are going to be with you for a lifetime.
You're going to put me in a casket. I'll be casket ready in these boots.
You just keep resoling them because they fit your feet like gloves if you get them right. I remember back in the day, a lot of the cowboys we would wait on, because I'm in South Carolina, we had a lot of real traditional cowboy wearers. They would get the boots and they go stand in a tub full of water, and then they wear the boots around wet until they dried on their feet, so they would mold to their feet.
How about that? I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing, Sean told me, he was educating me, because this is the first place we went. He was educating, not you knew this, but...
Well, he told me some things. I was like, oh gosh, he like next leveled me.
He was telling me about the different hides.
Yeah.
So there's croc, there's caiman, there's ostrich, there's goat, there's even elephant. And I said, elephant?
Yeah.
And he goes, well, there used to be elephant. He goes,
when I saw boots, there was elephant.
He said, you really can't get elephant anymore. And if people do have elephant, it's because an elephant died of natural causes. And then there's all these like approvals and things that has to go through.
But wouldn't you rather have a hide of an animal that died of natural causes, whether it is the elephant or the ostrich or anything like that? You would rather them have died of natural causes.
Yeah.
And then use their hide.
Oh, yeah. No, I do not endorse shooting elephants.
But they have everything. Like Alan couldn't believe they had like sea bass.
They had fish.
They have fish.
They have sea bass, and then this Amazonian big fish, big flat fish that has these big scales. Mm-hmm. A Pikachu or something like that.
Pikachu, I don't know if that's right.
It's a Pikachu or something.
Well, they have. I think I've seen piranha before. I don't know if they had piranha.
Oh, they had shark. I liked a pair of the shark at Boot Barn, and they had stingray.
That stingray is kind of interesting. Alan has a stingray wallet that he got in Mexico. It's very sparkly. It's like a sparkly shoe, like really.
But it's black.
Sparkly black, but it has this white shock of not a diamond pattern, but like this white blob
like
on it,
almost.
like a teardrop. Yeah, and they have that on the boot too. And I'm like,
those were too shiny.
Those are meant for stage.
Yeah. So then Sean was telling me, okay, and then there's different toes. Now Kelly was telling me this too. So you can get a real pointy toe,
a roach stomper. You can get the roaches in the corners with those.
Oh. There's a square toe, like a real squared off toe, which tends to be popular now, is what he was telling us.
They are, but I thought you would like more, and Alan didn't think he would. he thought he wanted more of a rounded toe, and I was like, I think you might want like the snub. It's like a square toe, but a little bit narrower.
Yeah, so a rounded toe is just kind of your normal kind of, just rounded toe. And then the one Kelly that I eventually ended up getting is called, I've seen it called
a snub toe.
A snub toe, a snip toe, or a Douglas toe.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know about the Douglas thing.
Yeah, but it's not pointy and it's not round and it's kind of square.
It's like a blunt end.
Yeah.
It's like a pointy toe that's blunt. It's got chopped off.
But if I was going to get a pair of cowboy boots, I wanted them to look like Western boots.
Well, you also thought you wanted a roper heel.
Well,
he didn't realize what he was asking for.
Yeah.
If you're familiar, the roper heel has no slant to it. It's just like a block heel. That's not. I didn't think that was right for you. You need that little bit of slant, just a little bit.
Because the one thing I learned, the roper heel, when you put your jeans on with a roper boot, it just looks like a pair of shoes. And I didn't want a pair. I got 100 pairs of shoes, dime. But, I wanted a pair of boots that look like boots, like Western boots.
Because why else would you get them? You have some fashion boots, but you wanted cowboy boots.
No, I wanted cowboy boots.
Yeah.
So.
But like anything, Alan researches.
Yes. And Kelly got tired head real fast, so we ended up leaving.
I was afraid you were going to go ahead and buy the first ones you saw. And I was like, no, these are expensive. You need to think about it and do a little bit more of your usual research.
Yeah.
So you went back out without me.
Yeah, so I did some, I went to another store called Cavender's, hashtag not an ad, Cavender's Western Wear. And, I mean, just imagine rows and rows up to the ceiling.
Did they offer you a drink?
Of boots. No, they did not.
Look, if you're ever boot shopping in Texas before 2020 and this debacle we're in, they would offer you a beer or a cocktail when you go boot shopping. They know. That
would have been pretty legit. But I went to Cavender's. Now, here's what I noticed about boot shopping, too. You know how when you go to South Carolina and I call you or you call me and you're there visiting your family, it's almost like your South Carolina accent is kicked up about 10 notches.
Yeah.
To where I almost need a translator to understand you.
And I talked to Tommy Jean earlier tonight, so I'm really proud of myself for not being real. Am I being real?
Well, when you were on the phone, it's kind of the same bit, but not quite as bad. When you're with your family over there,
it's bad.
I mean, yeah, you need to send smoke signals. But same thing in a boot store, I noticed. So I'm back there looking at boots, and the old timer comes back there. He goes, "You need any help, partner?" He called me partner. He called me partner.
Yeah.
And I said, "No, I'm just kind of looking." And I noticed my voice kind of doing no, I'm just kind of looking, having a look-see.
A look-see.
Yeah, I said, I'm having a look-see. And he goes, all right, you're just doing a little boot browsing today? And I said, yeah.
I'm going to mosey on over this aisle.
I said, I reckon I'm going to mosey on that way because I'm doing a little more boot browsing. So, yeah, I noticed there's that bit going on.
Isn't it fun?
Yeah.
You bought in.
I bought in.
Next thing, you're going to have a belt with your name stamped on the back.
No, I'm not doing it.
And I used to be able to do that, too. I did that, too.
Well, so I started looking online about, I started researching the different brands and what are good boots and what are good boots made of and blah, 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 all the different heels and all the different shafts. The shafts can be different lengths.
It's true. It makes a huge difference. And a lot of people, they spend, these artists create these beautiful boot shafts. And if they're underneath your jeans, you can't see them. That's why some traditional cowboys tuck in their jeans so you can see the shafts, which looks a little silly, but all that work is just being lost if you can't see it.
So my shaft is 12 inches on the boots that
the ones Alan ultimately got.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so I opted
without
for,
my input, which is fine. I think you did a fine job.
I sent you pictures.
You did, and I didn't realize the shaft was suede, but I think you'll be okay with that.
Yeah, so they were on clearance.
Mm-hmm.
They were a closeout boot, and it's called Blackjack. Blackjack is the company, and they're Texas made, handmade.
I thought for sure you were going to end up getting
handmade. Lucchese?
Yeah.
Lucchese's are beautiful, but they're all so dressy, and I wanted something that was way more casual. So these are kind of charcoal color, and they're Cayman, and they almost look like they're Western boots, but they almost look like a rock and roll boot. Because they're charcoal and
Western
they're
fashion.
Kind of rustic looking, I don't know. It's hard to describe them. Maybe I'll post a picture or something.
Well, you should.
I love them.
You're going to keep him? He hasn't taken the tags off yet. He's still...
But they fit like a glove. And one other thing I learned about boots is they usually run...
big.
big.
Yeah.
So my shoe size is a 12, but in boots I wear an 11. And you usually have to size down a half size or a full size.
Yep.
So I thought that was
wear
interesting.
a thick boot sock that covers the shaft of that at least goes up past the shaft.
Yeah, because you want to keep your shaft covered as much as you can.
Because it'll rub the hair off your leg, and then that's not a good look.
Yeah, it will.
So Alan's got his first pair of cowboy boots. Yay!
So that was my birthday present. So thank you, babe.
You're welcome.
I have not taken the tags off or
Well,
anything.
it's not really boot weather.
It's
so
not.
You have time to think about if that's your forever boots.
Yeah, I'm not going to roll around in shorts and boots.
You could, but that would be
What?
ridiculous looking.
Why?
It would look silly.
Why would that look silly?
You know it would.
That nude dude in Manhattan does it. Are we gonna do this?
Naked Cowboy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wears boots and
He's made quite the living.
exactly.
Quite the living from that.
I wonder if I could be a nude boot wearing bartender.
Do you know that the Naked Cowboy sells franchises?
I did not know
the
that.
Naked Cowboy. You can be an official Naked Cowboy if you buy the franchise. I think you're allowed to show up at parties and stuff like that. I think that's how that works. I can look into it if anybody's really interested. But in the meantime, we're all still doing a lot of stuff from home. I know I've got to work at home for at least the month of August. The first week of September, I'm looking at going back to work. And unless our boss changes his mind again, which is fine. But since I'm spending so much time at home, I'm trying to make it the happiest place I can. And like tonight, for instance, when I took a shower, I wanted it to be as pleasurable and spa-like as possible. And you know where that starts? Yeah, you can do all the fancy lotions and potions, but what happens when you get out of that shower? You want to wrap yourself in luxury, then you need to wrap yourself in a Brooklinen towel.
Brooklinen?
Yes, the company we've been telling you about forever that makes the best sheets you'll ever sleep on in your entire life also make some incredible towels that you need to check out. They give that daily routine. Let's be honest. Are you taking a shower every day during quarantine? Maybe you are. Maybe you're sticking with that ritual. Maybe you aren't. And that's okay. But when you do go for it, when you decide, I'm going to clean my body, I want to do it the best way I can. And why not make it as luxurious as possible with Brooklinen? Now, our bathroom, we got the charcoal, because when I got the Brooklinen sheets, I went with a charcoal color, which we both were like, we love this. Usually people just go with the tan towel or the white towel. Why not spice it up a little bit and go with a color outside of your routine? So I got the Brooklinen plush towels in charcoal, and they're so cozy. They get the water off your body so quickly. They're absorbent. They're luxurious. Why not turn it up a level in the bathroom as well? You need towels. Look at your towels. Are they threadbare? Are they looking? That's embarrassing. Give those to the dogs for their bath time and upgrade your towels to Brooklinen, because also they come with a great lifetime warranty.
Brooklinen is the perfect place to find all the comforts of home, including ultra soft towels. And Brooklinen is so confident in their product that everything comes with a lifetime warranty.
You won't be giving these to the dogs.
No. Use promo code Kellie, Kellie, for 10% off your first order at brooklinen.com. That's BROOKLINEN.com. Promo code Kellie, Kellie. Brooklinen, everything you need to live your most comfortable life.
That's right, babe. Because what's more comfortable than Kellie and Brooklinen towels? It's a great partnership.
A partnership implies that there are two people, on the podcast. That would be a partnership.
That's true.
So, yeah. Just real quick, I said I was going to tell all the things I got for my birthday. The boots you gave me, you really surprised me with a baby Yoda doll.
I took a shot on this.
Great bit.
I'm so glad, because I took a shot on it, and then once you posted it online, we had so much positive feedback from other people that have gotten the same thing. Alan loves Mandalorian, and I'm like, I don't know what to get him. I'm gonna let him. I'm gonna tell him that I want him to get some boots, but I want him to pick them out, but I want him to have stuff to open. And I saw the baby Yoda at Target. It was
very realistic.
It looks just like the one from The Mandalorian if you watch that on Disney Plus. And it's getting ready to come back. We're super excited about that. And I didn't know how you were going to feel about it.
I think it's cool.
So I left it, in the box, but you loved it.
I want to do a bit where we take Baby Yoda like everywhere. And we take pictures of us with Baby Yoda.
Well,
on vacation.
Well, we've got our first little vacation coming up soon.
Yeah.
Labor Day weekend. I always get those confused. Labor Day weekend.
Take Baby Yoda with us.
We're going to go. We for the first time ever as a family, we've got the kids. We're going to go to a cabin in Broken Bow, Oklahoma. That is like the trendy place for everybody that lives in the Dallas-Fort Worth area to go. People aren't flying, they're driving places now, and it's not that far up the road, Broken Bow. And we actually have someone we follow on Instagram that is a huge fan of the podcast, and we want to give her a shout out and give her the correct tag, because if you're ever looking for cabins or ideas for what you can do in Broken Bow, Oklahoma, Alan is scrambling right now to get that letter, and I'll keep talking. But because of our connection with Broken Bow Travel, she introduced us to the lady that has what is called Rust Bucket. And it's going to be a beautiful cabin. And we're going to be on a lake. And it's got all the amenities. We're so excited. And we're going to take our little Baby Yoda with us to it, right?
Yeah. So, the person that Kelly mentions she is a very, very best customer. Jamie Sinton. She follows all our social media channels, engages on those channels, listens, sends us letters.
Hooked us up with the Rust Bucket.
Yeah, and let's be real. Hooked us up with a sweet cabin.
So nice.
So here's a letter from Jamie. She says, "Hi, Alan." Hi, Alan.
That's fine. Look, my ego is okay.
I got a letter.
My ego is fine.
I don't have a promo code, but I got a letter.
You can get a letter just to you. And
I got a letter.
I'm cool with that.
Hi, Alan. One of your biggest fans here. So big. Remember we used to play So Big with your kids? So big, I hooked you up with Courtney with 10 Star for your Labor Day cabin. I'm so excited for you to go. If you need help with anything, let me know. I want to send you something small in the mail. Oh. Okay, Jamie, I will respond with that address.
Alan's reading the emails in real time with everybody else.
Yeah. So what Jamie does, she helps people find cabins. So we will post her website, and also it's at brokenbowtravel.com. If you want to get out there and search for cabins, the hashtag is It's Bow Time, ITSBOWTIME, and I'm sure that'll pull up a bunch of pictures.
What's her Instagram? Is it just Broken Bow Travel? I don't want to say it incorrectly.
Yeah, there's a Broken Bow Travel Instagram, and the website is brokenbowtravel.com. Just go to brokenbowtravel.com. There'll be links to it from there, babe.
Yeah. Broken_bow_travel_ is the Instagram. That's why I didn't want to say it without having it in front of me. It's broken. Every word has an underscore after it.
I think it would just be easier to go to brokenbowtravel.com.
You can do that too.
Yeah. Okay.
You can do that too, but if you want to see pictures, it's on the Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
We're excited. We'll take Baby Yoda out on the lake. She recommended we get a boat. We're going to get a little pontoon and take it out. And we even rented a little tube. You might see Kelly Rasberry Evans on an inner tube. We'll see. I haven't decided yet.
Oh, that would be classic, guys.
We'll see.
It'd be classic as I'm towing Kelly around in a tube and she's just eating green water. Her hair's just red hair, just flying everywhere, wet red hair. Think I could throw you off of that tube?
Is that your goal? Is that your plan?
How whipped would you be if I threw you off of that tube?
Listen, it could be a Dateline NBC episode.
Oh, don't say that.
And what would we call
That's
it?
That's macabre. Don't say that.
Well, look at everybody's hearing him. He
wants
to throw me off. You want to throw me off the inner tube.
Look it.
Yeah.
In all the time I've ever known you, from the time I first laid eyes on you walking into Densetsu to August 5th, 2020,
well, you finally
sitting
heard it.
here in the orifice doing a podcast, I have never one time heard you say, "Look it."
Well, there you go.
What does that mean?
Check it out.
Look it.
Did I stutter?
What are you, 8?
Did I stutter?
Look it.
Be prepared, y'all.
Sometimes my babe, she is country. Country.
You say it like that's a negative.
Take the girl out of South Carolina. You can't take the country out of the girl or something like that. Okay, babe. Okay. So that was that. What else do we have? Oh, talk about your mom's big news. This is huge news.
This is huge. So back in November, my parents lost their dog, Jojo. He was 12 years old, and he was a Shih Tzu. And he had cancer. It happened, but by the time they found out about it, his cancer had progressed because he hadn't really exhibited any symptoms until the very end. He just stopped eating and lost a tremendous amount of weight very quickly. And, when you go to a regular vet visit, unless there's some reason for them to do blood work and stuff, it was bad. So my parents had to put Jojo to sleep back in November, and it devastated them. They had that dog since it was a puppy, and he was 12. So for a dozen years. And
what kind of dog was Jojo?
Shih Tzu.
Shih Tzu, okay.
And they mourned that dog. I mean, it really wrecked them.
Oh, God.
They were very upset.
I can imagine. I mean, my dog ate a grape, and I about lost it.
Yeah, it was bad. And so my mother and I was like, well, don't you want to get in not immediately. Because when I lost my dog, George, it took me about a year and a half before my heart healed enough to want to get another dog. And we were just talking about it, and they're like, no, we'll never get another dog. Well, my mother started, she follows all the little Instagram dog websites and things. And she was like, I think I want another one. But my father was absolutely not. He just really was just devastated by the loss of Jojo. So anyway, that's been since November. Here we are at August. So yesterday, my mother, I picked her up. We were going to my brother's house. He got a new house, and we were going over. Our job as Rasberry women, when anybody in the family gets a new house, is we go and line their shelves for them. That's what we do. My mother did it when I got our house. I do it for her. We go over with that contact paper, scissors, and yardsticks, and we will line your shelves.
It's a tradition.
I'm going to say it. It's a pain in the ass. But we do it, and we do it with love. That's our gift of love. So I went to go pick up my mother to go to my brother's house, and she said, we got a detour to make first. And I knew immediately. I said, you're getting a dog. I don't know why. I just knew immediately because she had this big smile on her face. She was glowing. She said, I don't know. We're going to go look at it.
Your mom's a dog lover.
You know how it is. When you go look at a dog, you're getting the dog.
Your mom loves dogs.
So here's what happened. There is an apartment complex in our area that is rent controlled and based on your income. Isn't that a wonderful idea? And so it's based on your income, what you pay. They do a percentage. And so it's a lot of older people who don't need assisted living, but they can't really afford a big house. So they have these beautiful little 1 and 2 bedroom apartments. It's mostly elderly people. And this woman who lived alone, and she was older and hadn't been doing well health-wise, people hadn't heard from her in a day or so, and they did a welfare check on her, and unfortunately she had passed away in her home. And so they estimated, based on the coroner, about a day and a half.
Ooh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Jeez. No relatives called?
They do, but I mean, for a day, you just call and you think maybe they're visiting or something. Do you call your mother every single day?
No, but I
saying.
Communicate with them.
I know, but every single day?
Well, just about every day.
So it is a possibility that a day, after a day, you don't immediately call, for help. I'm not judging that.
No, I'm not judging it. I'm just gosh.
But I mean, I don't check on my parents every day. It happens. So
Babe,
anyway.
I knew a guy. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to hijack your story. Just real quick. I knew a guy a long time ago. He died in his home in Oklahoma. He was there 3 weeks.
See, this is a day.
3 weeks before somebody found him.
Somebody, like, one night had passed.
And he was in the shower.
Right. So somebody went to check on her. They probably called on her at night. They assumed she'd already gone to bed, maybe. And then the next day, when she hadn't answered the phone, they had somebody come check. This is not a judgment thing.
No, not at all.
So anyway, after the coroner, you used to have to have the coroner come, and they said, the neighbors said, well, where's the dog? And they were like, we didn't see a dog. Go back in there. There's a dog. The dog was hiding underneath the bed for a day and a half, they assume, based on when the last time anybody talked to her. So anyway, one of her neighbors happened to be a former Sunday school member of my mom's. They used to go to the same church. And they were like, what are we going to do with this dog? The lady's son said, I really, we're not in the position to take a dog. I mean, you want to, but not every, it's okay. Sometimes your life doesn't allow for you to have a pet, but they want to find the right home for this dog.
So the lady's family was offered the dog first.
Her son, the woman that passed away, said we can't keep the dog. We need to find a good home for it. We know our mom would want her to have a great home. So the neighbor, my mom's former Sunday school member, said, I think I know somebody who might want the dog. And of course, my father, since November, has been saying, no, no, no. So she called my mom, and this was on Monday night, let's say. Yeah, Monday night. And my mom said, I don't know. Let me ask Jerry. And Daddy did not say no. He did not say no. He's just like, let's just see. Well, called back and said, oh my gosh, it looks like they already found somebody else.
Uh-oh.
For the dog. Another neighbor in the apartment complex wanted the dog. Mm-hmm. And my mom's like, well, she was encouraged by the fact that my dad didn't say no. Mm-hmm. But she's like, God has the right dog for me. This just might not be it. But she prayed about it. But little did she know that a lot of people were praying about this, because I know people think it's silly that people get really attached to animals, but we do. And so there were a lot of people that wanted that dog to be in the right home. And they were praying that dog, if that went with somebody else, if that's not the right home for her, we want that to be known very quickly, and let's find that dog the right home. The next morning, the woman came back and said, I can't keep the dog. Bring! My mom gets the phone call. Come see the dog. Come see the dog. So my mother was so excited. It's a black Shih Tzu.
Okay.
Jojo was a black Shih Tzu. But we also think she must be a Lhasa mix.
But this dog,
her hair is so silky and long, and she needs a haircut. But
this dog is like 1/10 the size of Jojo.
Yes, Jojo was a giant dog. I told Mama, I said, you can't overtreat this dog. But she's only like 5 pounds, and she's almost 2.
That's tiny, because Larry is 12 pounds, and he's tiny.
This dog is so tiny, but she's this big fluff ball. So I told my mom, I said, Mama, you cannot overtreat this dog. You can't, because Jojo, we're Southern people. We like to feed people, including our dogs. So anyway, we went and met Jojo, and Lulu was the dog's name when we met her, and everybody's crying. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, this is God's intervention. The angels, the lady that passed away, she just knows that this is the right dog. And she said, the daughter-in-law of the woman who died said, well, we understand you're Christian. And my mother said, yes, we are. She goes, we want this dog to go to a good Christian home. And we were just like, oh, we're Christians, yes. We'll take her. It was so funny. So anyway, we got a bag full of toys and sweaters and food and a carrier, and here we go home, and here's your new dog. But we weren't really thrilled with the name Lulu.
What's wrong with Lulu?
Lulu wasn't our favorite.
That was the dog's name, Lulu.
I know, but it's like I was telling Alan said that too. I said, but
Zoe had a name, and we just kept
Zoe did. We kept it because we couldn't think of anything better. But we were going to change your name.
I wasn't. Think of something. I was all about Zoe.
Larry, sometimes you get dogs from shelters. They don't know. They just answer to whoever feeds them. So you can call them whatever you want.
I kind of like Lulu.
So Emma Kelly's like, I want the dog to be named Gigi. My daughter, 13 years old. She loves Gigi Hadid. I want the dog to be named Gigi. And my mom was like, I don't know. So we get home.
Gigi's a cute name.
Gigi's a cute name. So as soon as we walk in the door, we were like, Daddy, here's your dog. You're going to keep her. I said, what do you think of the name Gigi? And he said, you're not going to believe this. He said, that was what I was going to suggest. Gigi.
I'm like, give it in
Gigi.
Give it in character, though.
Well, I was going to suggest it was going to be Gigi. That's just, that's a God thing. Anyway, so I go on Instagram and I announce, welcome to the family, Gigi. Here's Gigi. Everybody look at Gigi. Go look at Gigi. Too. Go to my Instagram. It's at Kelly Rasberry to see this little fluff ball. You're going to die when you see this dog. It's the cutest thing you've ever seen. I'm like, welcome, Gigi. And so I called this morning after I've posted this picture introducing all the world to Gigi. My dad said he kept calling her Joji. I was like, I thought he was just messed up because, the old dog was Jojo. I thought he was confused.
Joji.
But apparently my dad, in wanting to honor Jojo, has changed the dog's name to Joji. So I had to go back and edit.
I'm confused.
The dog is Joji.
I'm confused.
I don't know. My mom's like, I don't care what you call it. Thank you for giving me this
She can
dog.
still call it Gigi.
She just wants the dog. So there you go.
So what is the dog's name?
I think it's Joji.
Joji.
I think so.
That sounds like a Pokemon character.
She
Joji.
looks like a Pokemon character.
Yeah.
Joji, I think, unless they've changed it since I
just
talked to
called
them
the
this
dang
morning.
dog Lulu versus Joji.
I didn't like Lulu. I didn't like it.
Well, hey, it's like naming a kid. You may not like their name, but that's the name.
Yeah,
so.
what do you do if you name your kid something and then you decide later, I don't like it? For the first 2 months of my life, my name was Angie. I've told you this.
Yeah, I know. That's wheels off.
Why is it wheels off? I don't know Angie. Then I ain't Angie. I'm Kelly, but it didn't
Why
matter.
can't we just pick something we like and go with it?
I know, but they could have changed my name up to probably 4 years old and I wouldn't have cared. Because I just answer to whoever is calling me that feeds me.
Remember that time Dylan, he went through a little phase there where he wanted to be called Tim. He wanted to be called Tim.
He wanted to be Tim. Why not?
So Dylan, why are you Tim? He goes, I don't know. I just want to be Tim. I'm like,
Tim.
Okay. Tim.
My brother, when he was little, the reason I named my dog George, my other dog,
amen.
was not because of Boss Man. It was because my brother, when he was little,
That was because of me. Amen.
was convinced his name was George. You'd say, Ryan, what's your name? George.
It's George. Amen.
And it was just the cutest thing. So I named my dog George after my brother Ryan.
I like George. Every time I tell somebody our dog's name is Larry, they laugh.
I know, because it's so cute. It's such a happy name for a dog.
Connie, my hairdresser, she couldn't stop laughing when we were talking about dogs last
Larry.
time. She said, my daughter wants to name our next dog Larry.
You can. Anybody can name their dog Larry. We think that'd be quite the honor. Isn't that right, Larry, sitting in Daddy's lap right
let's
now?
just change the dog's name. It's been Larry for 3 years now.
You're such a poop head sometimes.
Let's just change it.
Such a poop head.
Poop head.
Yeah, you're being a poop head.
You want to do that, and then we'll bring it home for Jerome with some
All right.
letters?
Well, we are. Speaking of letters, how about that? Some people still need the post office and the services of the post office if you have letters to mail, which I still love receiving. Isn't it nice when you get something in the mail that's not a bill? So nice. But sometimes if you're a small business owner, you need to send out those invoices or you need to send out boxes of merchandise. But you're being told to do as much as you can without, going out to the, post office. You can do it all at home with Stamps.com.
Stamps.com.
Whether you're a small business owner or you work from your home, Stamps.com has all the services you could get at the post office. It's right at your fingertips 24/7 whenever you need it on your schedule, because you get this digital scale that helps you measure exact postage. So you're not overpaying, kind of guessing this might weigh a little bit more. Let me stick 2, first class stamps on it. No, it's exact postage no matter what class of mail you're sending anywhere in the world, from postcards to these great big packages. And with Stamps.com, you're getting discounts you can't negotiate at the post office because they've already done all the negotiations for you. How about 5 cents off every first class stamp, up to 62% off USPS and UPS shipping rates. Yes, Stamps.com has now got a deal with UPS as well, without those UPS surcharges they add on top of that. Stamps.com really is a no-brainer. It saves you time. It saves you money. It's keeping you socially distanced. You get everything ready. The postal carrier picks it up whenever you're ready for them to do that. You get it all ready. Just leave it for them. You can schedule a pickup if you have a big order to go, or you can drop it at any post office at your leisure or leisure, depending on how fancy you feel.
Leisure if you're fancy. Right now, our listeners get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial, plus free postage, and a digital scale without any long-term commitment. Just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in sandwich. That's Stamps.com, enter sandwich.
Thank you, babe. And speaking of letters, we've got some that Alan would like to read to you that we got through the miracle of email.
Our first letter through the miracle of electronic mail is from Julianne. Sorry, Julianne. She says, not addressed to anybody. She just launches right into it, which is fine. I wanted to thank you for sharing your story about Zoe the other day. I hope she's doing better. I have 2 miniature schnauzers myself, so that hit home for me. I want to make sure you're both aware that the breed is prone to pancreatitis.
Oh.
Both my girls, Aurora and Maleficent, have had issues, so they are both on a low-fat diet. I love the breed, grew up with them, and I wouldn't have anything but them. They are so loyal and great with kids. Oh, and with a 14-year-old boy, parentheses, 10 months older than Emma Kelly. I feel your teenager pain. I keep hearing it gets better. Regards, Julianne.
We hear the aliens eventually give them
Yeah,
back.
we keep hearing that. Haven't seen any evidence that it's going to get better.
We have good days. We have good days. We have not so good days. That's just the way it is with a teenager, right?
That's right.
I did not know about was it pancreatitis, did she say?
You know, it's funny.
Is that what she said, pancreatitis?
Yeah, you know, it's funny. If you do research on really any breed, you'll find
There's something.
There'll be something that it says the breed is. I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just saying that you'll hear that about a lot of different
My
breeds.
George had a collapsing trachea, which I found out was common to that Yorkie poo breed. He had issues with that.
Okay, here's one from Melinda. Melinda's from Missouri. She says, "Hi, Kellie and Allen. I just listened to the podcast about Zoe eating the grapes. I know how scared you guys were. Last Halloween, my husband bought 2 bags of Reese's peanut butter cups and sat them on a bench in the kitchen." I know where this is going. "I came home one day on my lunch break and noticed the bags on the floor were empty. I asked my husband about that since he was home. And
you pig, did you eat all the Halloween candy?
Got to change your voice. And we then realized our dog, who was a Labrador Retriever named Stanley."
You like that?
Yeah, I like that one. I'd call him Stan.
Yeah.
Named Stanley in 2 years. At the time, ate them wrappers and candy. Ate the whole thing.
Oh, wow.
We called the vet and they told us to give him hydrogen peroxide. He would throw everything up. And if he hadn't, then to bring him in. We gave it to him and I had to go back to work and told my husband to call me. And needless to say, it worked and everything came out.
Wow.
He was cleaning up piles of puke for a while. And I was so happy that my dog was going to be okay. Love listening to you guys on my commute from work. It feels like my best friends are in the car with me.
Thank you. I don't know.
Thank you, Melinda.
I guess they told you the right ratio of peroxide. I don't know that you just give them straight peroxide, right?
From Missouri? I don't
know. But that's good to know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Always call your vet first before you try that.
Oh, yes.
I just rushed her up there and they induced vomiting. I did not ask how they did that. Maybe it was with peroxide. I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, she ate like 2 dozen grapes.
Yeah.
What they guessed, because it had been in her system for hours by the time I took her up there.
Okay, here's another one from a short letter from Alexandra. Oh, she says from Zandra. I like that. Zandra. She signed it Zandra. She says, "Hey, Kelly."
Hey.
And Allen in parentheses. Okay. "I've started listening from the beginning since you've cut back to 1 podcast a week."
I'm sorry. We'll go back to 2 eventually.
And
Maybe.
I'm just curious if you ever made Allen watch The Princess Bride. P.S. I am currently engaged and getting in my feels listening to you guys as newlyweds.
Oh.
Wow. Newlyweds.
Not anymore. I don't think we're allowed to call ourselves that.
Love you guys desperately. Zandra, I don't know what The Princess Bride is. I've never seen it. I don't know who's in it. I don't know what year it was made. I got a big empty bag of nothing.
I'll make him watch it. I didn't know. Did we talk about it on a previous podcast? And
We talked about movies that we've never seen.
We talk about stuff all the time and we never get around to doing it. So The Princess Bride is one I should make him watch. And actually, during coronavirus, a lot of people, you might have seen, have been posting this little section of the video where the hero is wearing a mask because he's in disguise. And the guy asks him, it's Andre the Giant. He said, "Why are you always wearing a mask?"
Andre the Giant.
Yes, he's one of the villains.
He's in The Princess Bride?
Yes.
Well, that adds some legitimacy.
Oh, it's so good.
What year was this thing made?
I would say
'Cause Andre's
early 90s.
Yeah,
it had to be early 90s,
Andre's
right?
no longer with us.
I know, he's passed away.
Yeah.
It's so good. Mandy Patinkin's in it, Carrie Elwes, Robin Wright, now no longer Robin Wright Penn. She's the heroine. But anyway, Andre asks our heroine, our hero, why are you always wearing this mask? You need subtitles. You can't halfway understand Andre the Giant. But he said, "Oh, they're so in fashion. Everyone will be wearing them one day." And look at us. We're all wearing masks now, although his were over his eyes and not over his nose and mouth. But Princess Bride, yeah, I should make you watch it. I don't want to build it up too much for you because it can't live up to it.
You built up Elf. That was a big disappointment. Not funny. It wasn't funny.
It was funny.
It wasn't funny.
It was. You're just a butt.
Elf isn't funny.
You're a butt.
No, Elf isn't funny.
I think you purposely
No.
decided I'm not going to think it's funny.
Not
just
funny.
because I have to be so different.
I have a great sense of humor. I think lots of things are funny. Elf, not
Well,
funny.
The Princess Bride is wonderful.
Is it funny?
It is humorous. I would not say it's something that's going to make you laugh out loud, but it's a beautiful story.
Well, I roll on the floor
Emma Kelly
laughing.
loves it. Emma Kelly, do you love The Princess Bride movie? Her and her friend are here.
Oh, boy.
God.
Oh,
Okay,
here we
go
go.
away.
Here we go.
The dogs are going. You like The Princess Bride, right? Yes, honey. You like The Princess Bride, right? Yes. All she cares about is having her screen time turned off. She has a sleepover.
Okay. Let's see. Why don't we just finish up with this one? We'll bring it home for Jerome with this one.
Okay.
This letter was sent to me, and I could not stop laughing.
It's true. He was literally LOLing.
You probably won't think it's as funny as I do, but to me, it's very funny. This one is from Joni with an I. She says, subject, I love Allen, but ... Before I begin sounding like I am absolutely just roasting Allen, I think it's important to first point out that I absolutely love the A Sandwich and Some Lovin' podcast. I listen to it daily. Yes, daily. Even though it has now transitioned to once a week, I love the podcast so much that I listen to the past episodes over and over when there is not a new one to hear.
So sweet.
Now, guys, that's
so sweet.
That's a good customer.
We love that. Thank you.
That's a good customer. Okay, as we get the dog out of my lap here, my arm was moved and I can't find my place anymore. I have listened to the Kelly claps back to Allen belching story so many times that I can literally recite it verbatim, and I still laugh uncontrollably every single time. At any given time in my office at work, A Sandwich and Some Lovin' podcast is playing in the background on my computer while I'm working. The podcast is a breath of fresh air in this crazy world. The back and forth banter between the two of you is so relatable and just makes my heart happy. I love that Allen thinks fart talk is hilarious, much like a third grade boy that can't so much as hear the word fart without laughing hysterically.
This is real life, y'all. Larry, hush.
I love Allen's impersonation of Boss Man George. Amen. Even love Allen's overuse of the words lewd and horrified. In all, honestly, I kind of crush on Allen.
What?
He's just an all-around cool dude. But...
Here we go. ...
There is one thing that absolutely makes me cringe about Allen. The way he says, Larry wants me to punt kick a small Yorkie puppy and scratch my eyeballs out of my face. I know I can't be the only one that notices it. I'm not even sure how to explain it in writing. He says Larry like it has 14 A's. Larry. Yuck. As if Larry isn't bad enough. There was a podcast a few weeks back where Allen mentioned he used to have a beta fish named Barry. It was the same pronunciation.
Pronunciation. Easy for you to say.
Barry. I threw up in my mouth and then I had to swallow it.
Ew.
Why, Allen? Why? Is there a backstory or a bit with this that I missed? I hope you take this email lightheartedly and know that it's just meant with no hateful intention. I hope this made you both chuckle. And also,
it did.
Please explain. Your number one fan, Joni, pronounced Joni, or as Allen would probably say, Joni.
Okay. Everything is now falling apart here at the end of the podcast with our lovely dogs, Larry and Zoe.
Yeah. So that letter had me rolling. That is so funny.
It was funny. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Joni. I'm sorry you that's my Achilles heel, I guess, for you is when I say Larry.
I'm surprised she doesn't have a problem with milk.
I asked Kelly, I said...
That's what gripes me.
I said,
milk.
Why do I say Larry? And Kelly
why do you say milk?
Kelly just kind of looks at me and just kind of shrugs her shoulders. She goes, why do you say a lot of the things you say? And I was like, yeah, good point. But then I started thinking, where did this come from? Okay. I used to work with somebody and their last name was Barrington. And every time
I used to go to school with a Barrington.
And every time we saw this person Barrington, they would say, we would say, Barrington. It was just a bit.
You don't know why.
No, it was just a bit, and it was a woman, and it drove her nuts. But we would say, "There's Barrington." So
she hated it.
Yeah, she hated it.
So you did it even more.
So we did it more. Yeah. So anytime there's a word like Barry or Larry, it's like Barrington. That's where it comes from.
Well, there you go.
Comes from an old bit.
Sometimes stuff just happens. You don't even know why.
Yeah. There you go.
There I don't know where the milk thing comes
There's your.
from.
That's how I say milk. Is milk. I say milk.
Kid Craddock used to say the Gulf of Mexico. He couldn't say Gulf of Mexico. He'd say Gulf, and it would drive everybody nuts. It's Gulf, and it's milk.
Milk.
Can you say silk?
Silk.
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 Milk.
That's not natural.
Milk is not natural.
Milk.
Say
milk.
Chocolate milk.
Chocolate milk.
Meh.
Chocolate milk.
Say
No.
Just say
No, I'm not. No, I'm not going to do an English lesson
Just
right
do
now. Chocolate milk. Cookies and milk.
Public school failed you.
Well,
if they couldn't
take
teach you how to say
Take that up with the Burke Burnett Independent School District.
Y'all failed him. He can't pronounce his short I's.
Barrington. Larry.
No, Joni, that was a cute letter. He loved it. He read it out loud to me.
God.
He forwarded it to me.
Why
printed it.
Why do I take such pleasure when people are annoyed at things I say?
Well,
it's just my bit.
You should look into that.
Yeah. All right, babe. Well, this was fun, especially when the dogs went ape shit.
You know, it happens. We're home. We're working from home like a lot of people are. Kids get involved every once in a while. Dogs. Your father walks in the middle of me doing a nationally syndicated radio show.
Unbelievable.
Scared me to death. Alan, I don't know if y'all listened to the Kid Craddock show, but last Monday, Alan left because his boys had to go to tennis camp, and he left about 8 o'clock in the morning, 7:30. You had to be there early. It was early.
No, it was about 7:30. Yeah.
And he left the front door unlocked because he's coming right back. I mean, we're in a safe neighborhood. We weren't really worried about it. So we're on the air, and I'm in the office. And
so hold on, though. So while I'm out,
while
my dad
gone,
texts me. He goes, do you want me to bring the rabbit trap over? And I said, well, I'm not home right now. But he said, okay, well, I'm on my way over. Somehow he missed my text. He goes, I'm on my way over. Like he thought I was home.
Yeah. Well, you should be normally at 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, you would think, because we're both working from home right now.
But I'm texting him frantically. I'm not home, and Kelly is on the radio.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm on the air, and I think I hear you. If you watch the video, they posted it online. I think I hear something, and I kind of take one of my little earbuds out, and I listen. I'm like, no, I guess I didn't. And I put it back in. And then suddenly I hear, hello. And I'm like, somebody's in the house. But we're on the air, and I don't have one of those. If I'm in the studio, I have a button that I can press that mutes me so I can sneak. It's called a cough button, so you can cough and nobody hears it on the radio. And I could have muted myself and said, who's there? But I don't have that at home. So I'm kind of leaning trying to get away from the microphone. I'm like, hello, is somebody there? I don't recognize a voice. I've got all these radio voices in there and somebody in the other room. And I finally have to say to the people on the radio, I'm like, y'all, somebody's in my house. I've got to go see who it is. I don't know who it is. So now I know how I would react in a dangerous situation. I run to danger because I had no idea what was waiting for me out there. It could have been a murder.
I mean,
it could have been a Dateline NBC episode.
I told my dad there are literally people in New Zealand who were sitting on the edge of their seats, who were listening to that, thinking that you were about to get shanked.
Know,
they thought you were about to get freaking shanked.
I ran out because I heard, hello?
And my dad is rolling in with a rabbit trap.
And I was like, hi. And then I'm trying not to be rude to my in-laws. I'm like, hi. And they're wearing masks and everything. They don't want to touch you because, they're being socially distanced. Like, I'm really sorry, but I'm on the radio right now, and I appreciate it. I'm really sorry. I just didn't know you were here, and I got to go back and be on the radio. I'm sorry to be rude. And I had to just leave them standing there in the middle of in my foyer, my lobby, in the foyer when I came back and got on the radio.
That's pretty typical Evan stuff.
It was like, oh my gosh.
I mean, all we needed was a bear on a unicorn, guys on stilts, some clowns juggling. That's all we needed.
And then I had to basically ignore my in-laws And then they went outside where Alan let the dogs, and then the dogs go batshit crazy because they start barking like crazy.
Yeah,
you can hear that on
the
nationally syndicated radio. So it just happens.
Yeah,
that's what happens when you work from home.
Yeah, kind of like this podcast where we're trying to do a podcast, and then all of a sudden the dogs.
My daughter came downstairs to get a snack, and every time anybody comes downstairs, hell breaks.
But she never comes down except when we're in the 40 minutes we're doing a podcast. I hadn't seen that kid in 3 days.
Murphy's Law.
Yeah.
That's the way it works.
All right, babe.
Well, thank you all for being here with your dogs or not. Otherwise, we appreciate the company. What would the podcast be without you? We'd just me and Alan talking to each other.
Well, yeah. It would, yeah.
That's all it would be.
Two clowns in here bickering and nobody to hear them.
I don't think we bickered tonight.
Y'all got to stop bickering. You bicker too much.
I don't think we bickered tonight,
I don't like
did
this
we?
podcast because y'all bicker too much. No, I don't think so. A lot of it's a bit.
No, you don't ever go read some of the podcast reviews on iTunes.
God. I want to read those sometime like mean tweets.
We should. There's some brutal reviews.
We'll do that.
I hesitate to ask anybody to go leave us a review because I'm afraid because some of them are really like brutal.
Yeah.
And they're up there forever. We can't do anything about it.
It's almost like I have a bounty on my head. You know?
I know.
Jeez. I'm
sure there's some negative ones for me too.
Just trying to do some
I just haven't found those.
Just trying to do some entertainment here. All right, babe.
So go add your review if you haven't gotten your chance to put in your 2 cents worth because, wow, there's some doozies.
Well, that's fine.
We should post some of the negative. Everybody always posts the positive reviews to promote their podcast. We should only post the negative ones.
We'll read some of the negative ones.
Well,
but here's my thing. I don't mind good ones and I don't mind bad ones. If nobody cares, that's not good.
That's what Kid Craddock used to tell me.
Well, there you go. There you go.
Until they say, we can't listen anymore and we've unsubscribed. That's a punch in the gut.
Well, it would be concerning if our rating was a 4.5. If it was like a 2, then I would be concerned.
Okay. So there's more positive than negative.
Yeah. So
the negative are way funnier to read.
Yeah. So to the negative reviews, I say put an egg in your shoe and beat it.
See, Alan, now you're going to get another negative review for that.
Fine.
It's that attitude
Put
of
2 eggs in your shoe. Put one egg in your left shoe, 1 egg in your right shoe, and then run as fast as you can.
Alan.
Away from me. All right, babe.
But keep listening because of me.
I love you desperately.
I love you.
I love our listeners desperately, the ones that leave us really good reviews.
And the ones that don't.
Yeah.
We love everybody.
I love Joni desperately. And Joni, I'm sorry that you don't like the word Larry, but that's just the way I say it. But I'm sure we'll podcast again real soon.
A week from now, Alan.
That's real soon. And in the immortal words of the great Keanu Reeves, life is good when you have a good sandwich.